Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. So in this video we will learn how we can send data from top to bottom and how we can send event from bottom to top. Okay, so before going to the topic, let's understand why we need to have this requirement. So if we see the current implementation where we basically use activity or fragment to create our UI. So we keep our view and other related code in a activity or in a fragment. So those activity and fragments are our single source of truth. Okay. Now in case of compose, we create our UI with the composable functions. So if we don't keep our data at a single place, then if the data got changed from any other function, so it is difficult to debug and fix the issue if there are so much dependencies. So it's always better to have a one single function as a single source of truth, and mostly it is the top element or the first composable functions. Okay. So let's see how we can achieve this. If you follow my channel, so you notice that we have this UI where we have column, text, row. Okay. Now what we'll do, we will keep this function as a single source of truth and move these component to a lower functions. Okay. Now I create one function here, header UI, and move this code from here to this one. Next one is I want to create this button. So maybe I say action UI. Okay. Now I move this code from here to this block. Okay. Now if you see for this composable function, we need to send a data and data will be this count state. Okay. So what we will do, we go to this header UI and we will send this data as a parameter to this function. Okay. And here what we will do, okay, here we will observe it as a state. Now next thing is for this function, we need to send event back to the parent function. Okay. So to send event back to the parent function, so we need to use lambda expressions. So here, what we need to do, we need to expect a value from this function. Okay. So we will create a lambda expression here. We have a function which will give us a boolean value and it will return nothing. So we will use unit and we will name it as action. Okay. Now change this one. So why we give it as a boolean? Because we are sending either true or false. Okay. So we will change it to action and this will also change to action. Okay. Now we have sent event back to this function. So basically we are just calling this function and this function body will be written here. Okay. Now here what we need to do, we need to get this value and set it to ViewModel. So main ViewModel dot change count and we'll pass this value. Okay. Now if you see here, for first composable function, we are sending a value and the second composable function give us a callback of event. Okay. Now see. Okay. Now let's see if it works correctly or not. If you see, I click on this button, it's got change. When I click on subtract, the state got change, and when I rotate the device, state is still maintained. Okay, so this way we can send our data to lower functions and send back events to the top functions. So that much for this video. So in the next video, we will learn about how we can figure out the recompositions and how we can fix the recomposition count. So stay tuned for further updates.